All right, good evening, everybody. January 19th, 2021, Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. It's nice to see everybody, as always, even though we're seeing each other under the same circumstances as we have for a while now. But still good to see everybody's in good health and hopefully everybody happy. So, the first case we're going to work on tonight is case number 21-01. 1125 Boston Providence Turnpike regarding a sign at the Sheridan. Notice is hereby, just to let everybody know too, us non-tech savvy people are still working through this Zoom, and I do have a list of everybody who's on, so welcome everybody. I'm going to assume that somebody is a representative of the applicant, if not the applicant. So we'll talk to that individual in a moment. But if I could, Anna, I do believe that's you, but I'll get to you in 1 second, please. I do have all the necessary notifications and advertisements, so I do appreciate that and thank you. So officially, notice is hereby giving that the Board of Appeals Town of Norwell will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, January 19th, 2021 at the request of Sheridan Hotel. Case number 21-01 with respect to property located at 1125 Boston Providence Turnpike in a manufacturing district. This meeting will be conducted digitally using GoToMeeting. Participation may be accessed through the normal computer, tablet, smartphone, etc. You can also dial in using your phone, 1-312-757-3121 with the access code of 669-717-541. This application requests a special permit under section 6.2.6.1, subletter B of the zoning bylaw to allow 4 Point Sheridan Hotel to replace their existing 3 foot by 7 inch, 3 foot 7 inch by 5 foot 1 1/4 inch non-illuminated freestanding sign cabinet with a single-sided 4 foot 5 inch by 6 foot 3 inch electronically activated changeable message board, which will be used to display the names and dates of the events taking place in the Tiffany Ballroom and any other relief deemed necessary by the board. Plans are on file with the ZBA and may be viewed by appointment during normal business hours, Monday through Thursday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So again, welcome everybody, welcome members of the audience, and welcome Anna. It's nice to have you. If you could just introduce yourself for the record, and then you can say officially what you'd like to do. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You got it. I'm Anna Halleck. I'm representative for 4 Points Hotel. I'm from ProSign Graphics, so we're the sign company to manufacture and install the sign. I'm here to request your approval to replace the existing freestanding sign cabinet with the electronic activated changeable message board. Some information on that message board: the existing post will remain. And the reason why we're trying to stay within that, the actual display will be 4 foot by 5 inches high, by 6 foot and 3 inch width. The actual display of it is 4 foot by 5 foot. We wanted to keep it at this size. When you first pull into that entrance, it's about, I think, exactly 99 feet from when you pull into the entrance to when you see the sign. The sign will be single-sided, and it is equipped with a timer. So in the middle of the night or when there isn't events going on, that sign can be shut off. Especially, I'm not sure how late their events go, especially during COVID, but it is set with a timer, and that's all can be changed to using your phone, your computer. It's equipped with that timer. The reason why we started this design and asking for the electronic message board, this is specifically going to be used for the Tiffany Ballroom. And then I'm not sure if you're familiar, I'm sure you are, but they have many weddings, corporate events, proms, holiday parties, charity galas. This way, when you first pull in, there is a Tiffany ballroom sign on the main pylon that shows the companies and businesses that share that lot. This one, again, is specifically using for the Tiffany ballroom. That way, when they pull in, you know what event is going on. It's not really going to be used for any other event except for the display of the name, time, maybe if there's a Patriots game or if there is a town event, they can display. But if there is no other event going on that weekend or nothing, it won't be used for any advertisement or anything like that. But mainly so that it can display the name of the events going on and sometimes. I think I had all that unilluminated for the cabinet. I think that sums it up.
Okay, great. Thank you for that very thorough explanation. Couple of questions I had right out of the gate, more of a technicality and formality, but the number one thing that we've had issues, I shouldn't say issue, but one of the concerns of the board in the past is what is the time frame, if you have it already, in between the message changing? So would one message be up for 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute? What is your guesstimate on that?
For this specific use, you can change it up to, I think, 10 seconds. But for this, because it's displaying events, I don't see them changing it within a different, maybe it would have 2 messages within a day. But if an event's going on, they're pretty much going to keep it the same. If there's more information, maybe if it was like a charity gala, they would have the name, and then maybe every 30 seconds to a minute, they could change it to the time if there's more information that they wanted to put on there. But other than that, because they're not really using it for advertisement, it's not going to change more than, I would say, 30 seconds if they're trying to get 2 messages on there.
All right. 30 seconds would have been my recommendation, unless somebody else has another idea. I think I'm good for now. I did have another question, but I'm getting old. I don't remember what it was, but it'll come back to me. So, Mr. Murphy, if you have a question, please.
No, I was going to ask the same question. It seems like it's going to be more like the electronic board at the high school, where it's talking about events that are coming up, versus an advertising, which is going to keep switching and switching. So, I don't know whether I think we should perhaps make that a condition of the permit. To make sure that they don't decide, next year to start advertising and changing it every 10 seconds, which is not what we want. But I mean, other than that, no, I think that that's a question I had too as well, Mr. Chair.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Riley?
Only one question. I assume that this sign will be located in the same place as the present sign. Is that right?
That's correct. We're going to be using the existing posts.
No other questions.
Okay, great. Thank you. Mr. Mulvihill, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. No questions of the applicant, but just more of a general statement that this is obviously it's going to be on the property where the existing sign was, and I'm glad for that because as the board remembers and has seen over the years that I've been on, and some of the folks that have come on after me, there's a lot. It's almost, I want to call it sign creep. That will, an applicant will try and put it out on the street as far as they can because the business in front of them is blocking them or whatnot. That's not the case here, but again, I just wanted to caution the board to watch for that in the future so that we don't have that happening. And this is something that I think is going to benefit the business, and a lot of the folks in town use the building and the facility, so I think it'll be a good use.
Okay, great. Thank you. Mr. Perry, any questions or comments, please?
Actually, I'm very familiar with the signs, especially on the auto dealerships. And the concern usually is the hours of operation. And will they advertise other items except for the functions that are at the hotel?
So it is equipped with a timer, not only to change the message, but it can be turned off Again, that's all through the computer when you're at home, if you're away, or if you go to a tropical island. As long as you have Wi-Fi, you can change that timer. As of now, that sign is strictly for the Tiffany Ballroom. I'm sure if the hotel wanted to use it too, but they did not discuss having any other information on there other than the events that are going to be held at the Tiffany Ballroom.
Is there a time of operation? Like, is it on at 6 and off at 10?
I believe usually with these ones, the owners didn't set any time, but it definitely would be during the time of the event. And then usually if other than the time of the event or for however long that goes, whatever you would normally have for illuminated signs for other businesses set by your bylaws, we would use that as a guideline. But it can be set to whatever you recommend.
I actually just, if I may, I just read the bylaw about this, and it looks like since it's on Route 1, the bylaw which talks about times wouldn't really apply because it's not a residential neighborhood. Because the bylaw does call for times, but not. It doesn't seem like it would do that in this kind of district, with especially where it would be facing onto Route 1, which is all very well lit. All it's 24/7. So.
But it would still be nice to know what the scheduled times are.
I'm not sure what the events. I think because of COVID, I'm not sure if it has to be shut down by 10. I think if you had a recommendation on if there was a certain time, by 11 p.m. you wanted that off, we could set that. I just know that there wasn't a specific time. If there wasn't one set, it could be running, but if it's 11 and then to 6 a.m. That it's turned off, we can set that for that timer.
I'm not saying there has to be any particular time, but it can be regulated.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I often admit that when I need to need some help with my memory loss, I often depend on my younger and often more astute colleagues to remind me, and Jack Perry just brought it back to my mind of what my second question was, and it was the hour of operation. So
your name is
thank you.
Tom.
Yeah, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. So I might need you later too. All right. So anyway, so thanks. The hours of operation. I mean, if you're suggesting 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. and that won't have much of an effect on you, then maybe if someone were to propose the acceptance of the application, that might be a stipulation, as well as the time frame between how often the sign changes, which I think we talked about 30 seconds already. So let's hold off on that. And any other questions from the board members, please? All right, seeing none, I do see Mr. Hajar. David, how are you?
Good, how are you, Tom, Mr. Chairman?
Good, thank you.
So I had just one issue, and it might be already discussed in the bylaw. I didn't look at it before I decided to attend. I just want to make sure that if there isn't a condition already, that you folks might want to consider that no advertisement for any other business would be allowed. I'm pretty much a capitalist, but I also don't want this to turn into the Las Vegas Strip down the road, where people are flashing lights and signs about not just the building that it's in front of, but for other places along Route 1. So I would hope that the applicant agrees that it's not going to be for any other advertisement except for events that are at the hotel, and not for other businesses along Route 1 or anywhere else.
Yeah, Mr. Chair, I'll say to Mr. Jha, I think I might have said that. That's one of the things that I think that Anna mentioned early on. This is just going to be for the Tiffany Ballroom or for the hotel. And as long as it's not going to be advertising anything else, I think we could make that a special condition of the permit. And we probably
Right. I heard you mention that, Scott, and that's great. I just would want that commitment from the applicant as well, or at least a written stipulation as far as agreeing to providing approval of this. That's all. Thank you, Scott.
If I might, Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
Mr. Chairman,
Sure, go ahead.
I don't think we even need to do that. If you look at the application, it specifically calls for use to display the names and dates of the events taking place in the Tiffany Ballroom. I think if we allow the application, that allowance is limited to what was requested, and the request deals only with the names and dates of events taking place in the ballroom. I
That's
don't
right.
think if we allow that it permits anything by way of advertising. I think it permits only what was asked for, the names and dates of events. So I'm not sure we need to do anything with
Fair enough.
Good points all around. You know,
Thank you,
David,
Phil.
great suggestion. Phil, good point out. So let's go with, let's stick to what the permit has asked for. And we'll go from that. If you want to do an adjustment at some point to allow the hotel as well, that could obviously be reconsidered at some point. But, as Phil has perfectly pointed out, it only asks for events taking place in the Tiffany Ballroom. So for now, we'll stick to the letter of the application. I'm still trying to figure out these tablets, so I can't tell if anybody else is on there that has any questions.
There's nobody else on, Mr. Chair.
Okay, so seeing anything else from the audience? Anything else from the board members? Okay, so with the pleasure of the board, please.
Motion to close the hearing?
it. Second,
Motion to close by Mr. Murphy, seconded by Mr. Riley. All those in favor, I'll go one at a time, please. Mr. Murphy,
Yes.
Mr. Riley,
yes.
Mr. Mulvihill,
Yes.
and Mr. Perry.
Yes.
Okay, and the chair is a yes as well, so the hearing is officially closed. Do I have any other comments or? Yeah, I will do that. Do I have another pleasure of the board in terms of approving or denying the application?
Motion to grant.
Second.
Do we have any stipulations, Mr. Riley, on the motion to grant in regards to some of the suggestions as special conditions that were made in regards to, like, for instance, the 30 seconds in between messages, hours of operation will shut down between 11 p.m. and 6 a.m., or any of the other suggestions that were made by the board members? Do you want to put any special conditions on the motion?
I don't think we need them as to the hours of operation. I think it was suggested that it would only be illuminated during the hours that the event was underway. I think with respect to the lengths of time, again, it doesn't sound as if there will be an issue, but we might want to have a condition that I think 30 seconds was a number that I heard mentioned, that it not be changed to more than that, perhaps, if we want that. Yeah.
I'll second Mr. Riley's modification for the 30 seconds.
All right, thank you. So a motion on the floor to approve the application with the special condition as of only a minimum of 30 seconds between each message. And the hours of operation, I agree with that, so we'll skip that. So the motion on the floor is to approve the application for the names and dates of events taking place in the Tiffany Ballroom, with a stipulation that each message has at least 30 seconds in between each. And it was seconded by Mr. Murphy. So I will vote in order. Again, one at a time, please. Mr. Murphy, I'll start with you, please.
Yes.
Mr. Riley,
Yes.
Mr. Mulvihill,
Yes.
and Mr. Perry.
Yes, the only question I have is I want on the board would be to all the messages are strictly for the hotel. And I think that
Well-
may have already been brought up.
It was
I
brought up.
think-
We're gonna stick to the letter of the application. So it's only going to apply to the Tiffany Ballroom as for now. Anna
Yeah.
can come back at some point and ask for relief, if that's the right word, in regards to letting the hotel use it as well. But as for now, we're gonna stay strictly to the Tiffany Ballroom as requested.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, so and
Approved.
again, and if you're interested in the modification in the future, Anna, you're welcome to come in for one. It will be, I will tell you, we will go with the suggestion that we're not gonna have, advertisement for every business down on Route 1, but if you want to allow the hotel to use it, a simple modification is a simple process.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
won't be a problem in the future. So the chair is a yes on it as well, so it's a 5-0 vote to approve. And that is it. So Anna, good luck with it, and thank you for coming in.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, I
Good luck
appreciate
with the
it.
future, Anna, and we hope you open back up soon and safe, and we can all gather down there and be merry in 21 at some point.
Thank you very much. First round will be on me.
Uh,
Yeah,
wait a minute.
Bye.
Wait a minute. We're on camera.
Jackie's
I
gonna
think we
hold you.
better get a collective no thank you on that one. But, anyways. All right, well, listen, before we close, just want to say, as always, it's good to see you guys. It's tough not seeing you in person. But we're all surviving. We're doing well, and hopefully with everything going on, the vaccines and so forth, we're able to get back to some normalcy sooner rather than later.
Hoping for the
So,
summer, Mr. Chair. Hoping for the summertime.
Yeah.
Definitely looking forward to it. So,
Stay well, everybody. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
the motion to adjourn is seconded by Mr. Murphy. All those in favor, I'll assume it's a 5-0. I don't hear any objections. So, good luck to everybody. Have a great week, David. Thank you for coming, and
Thanks, everybody.
everybody
Good
as
luck.
well.
Stay
Thank
safe.
you. We'll see everybody soon. Be well.
Good night.